What's going on, Southern Folk Saga? This is Von Wolf, and welcome to the weekly Wolf Bite, which has pretty much turned into like a bi-monthly Wolf Bite. Sorry about that. Been having a couple of things go on that I have to attend to. Hopefully I'll get this done more in a timely manner. Today's podcast is going to be about courage. I decided to kind of take the 9 noble virtues and put them in a more personal perspective, at least coming from my position as far as what I've experienced in life, how I might view it, as well as a simple definition, along with some other people's personal experiences, just to help better define what courage is in our own personal lives. Before I get into that, I want to go over a couple of events or gatherings going on, across the states, wherever that might be. And as a reminder, Southern Folk Saga, we really try to take a non-biased approach on anything that's going on. We don't like to pick one organization or group or individual over another. We just want to get people moving, get them involved. We want everybody to start getting involved. So, if you happen to dislike an organization, a group, or even a specific individual, don't let that hinder you from doing anything great. It's not about that. It's about what we're doing as a whole. The plan must precede the leadership, no matter what organization, what group, or again, what individual. And the plan, my friends, is to bring this on to the upcoming generations. We don't want this to die out. Not ever. It's been at bay for quite some time, and we plan on trying to help keep it alive as long as possible. So, the first one we got is the Asa True Folk Assembly's Hexnot in North Carolina from April 27th through the 29th. It's said that this event will be filled with great things, right? We got frith, fellowship. There's supposed to be amazing rituals, motivational speakers, best-selling book authors, workshops, Golder classes, rune study, a mead competition. Those are always great. Let's see here. An auction, 50-50 raffle. There's going to be vendors there, live music, kids' crafts, great food, and warm cabins. For more information, please visit www.runestone.org and contact one of the folk builders. Before I get into the next event, I will state that you'll probably hear a little bit of difference in the background noise. That's because I had to record the first little portion earlier this morning, and it was starting to rain, so you'll hear some of those raindrops as I'm recording. Now I just happen to be in a busy city, so you may hear some horns or doors or whatever else. I'm hanging out in a parking lot. So, and as promised, there was that horn. So the next event we have is Woden's Folk Kindred. They're going to have an Ostara bloat near their favorite rural location, which I believe is near Grosbeck. And maybe I'm mispronouncing that, but it's Groesbeck. And that's going to be over there in Texas. That's going to be on March 31st. They're going to have plenty of food and drinks, as well as activities for the kiddos, including the egg hunt. I know those kids are going to love that. After everything's said and done, they're going to end it off with a bloat and stumble. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're also going to have an author there as well. Now, I'm not sure exactly who that might be at the moment, but I have heard rumor of that. So y'all make sure to check them out. Ask any questions needed. You can find them on Facebook at Woden's Folk Kindred. If you just type that in the search bar, you'll easily be able to find them. And I believe that their event is posted on there as well. Now, two good things about both of these groups that I just named. They put on some pretty good events. I mean, with the AFA, I went to Ostara last year, and I went to Yule at Woden's Folk Kindred this past Yule. And both of those events, honestly, hands down, just amazing events. I mean, all kind of things are going on over there. I mean, you're not only meeting new people or old friends, but you're going through these different cycles they have, like these little different courses they'll have. Again, like guest speakers, whatnot. They'll have little classes. They'll do different things. They'll have bloat. They'll have stumble. always have a great feast. I mean, look, I don't care what event you're going to. If it's a, I guess, quote unquote, certified event, they're going to have some good food. I mean, y'all know how we eat. All right, that's it. But I definitely recommend checking them out. I know also the next podcast I have coming up, I have another set of little meetups or get-togethers or events going on that I'll share with y'all. But I have to make sure I drag out some of this content. You know, again, y'all make sure to send us a message on our Facebook page. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods, so to speak. We'd like to help out in any way we can. Even if it's, you know, and I wanted to do this a while back, and Gunnar and I both talked about it, but we wanted to get a list together of different vendors. You know, people who handcraft anything, or people who want to help anyone else out. Like, let's say you have, you know, kids' clothes, and, you know, I just can't find somebody to give them to, but they're, you know, they're little boys' clothes, or little girls' clothes, and there's somebody out there who needs them. I mean, look, we could be helping people out. All we need is the info, right? If you own your own business, or if you just have a little side business going on where you create stuff, let us know. Let us put you out there. All right, let us talk about you a little bit. Maybe even do an interview with you. But you got to get with us in order for us to do that. And I don't know about y'all, but I like to keep my money going where I know it's going. All right, if I can spend my money in-house, so to speak, that's what I would rather do. On any level. So again, let's help each other out. All right, so the topic of the podcast again is courage. And as I'm talking to you, you know, I'm looking up the definition of courage. That way I can give a, you know, a good representation of what it means in general. And I kind of have to laugh, but I'm going to tell you why. Let's see, this is the Merriam-Webster Dictionary and courage. And next to the definition, it's got the picture of is it Caitlyn Jenner? Is that her, whatever his name? But it just threw me way off. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious here. But the definition of courage is mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, or withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. Then we have Wikipedia's definition of courage. All right, so courage, also called bravery or valor, is a choice and willingness to confront agony, pain, danger, uncertainty, or intimidation. Now, I believe that both of those websites give a pretty good representation of what courage is. But in our personal lives, we're all going to experience courage in a slightly different manner. Now, again, there are instances where, let's say you're in the military and you're in the same platoon or squad as someone, and you're facing something dangerous. Okay, of course, you know, you will be able to share that experience at the same time. But even after that, you'll experience things in your life that, you know, maybe no one else will, or I'd say no one else exactly will experience, you know, that exact same thing. And I've talked to quite a few people about it, and, you know, we get examples as far as, let's say ladies who are pregnant and have their baby without any pain medication. First and foremost, oh shit, yeah. That, to me, if I'm trying to look at it from a female's point of view, which, you know, I can attempt, but I'm not a female. But anyways, I would imagine that the pain of childbirth, with, you know, doing it all natural, is something that is indescribable in many ways. And it would take an act of courage to do that, because I'm sure you feel like you're going to die. And in fact, you know, if you look back at in history, there are plenty of mothers who did die from childbirth. It's not like it was just, excuse my example here, but it's not like you're just, you know, sitting in the toilet dropping a turd. Even some of those are painful, all right? But childbirth, all natural like that, I can just imagine that it's something that, I give kudos to the ladies because, oof. Anyways, I've also gotten examples of people who have been in the military and had, similar stories to the example I shared a minute ago, as well as people, just outside of that, just out here in the world. They've had guns pulled on them, knives pulled on them, whatever it was, and they had to really show an act of courage. They had to stand up. And see, as we talk about it on a physical level, it can just as well be on a mental level. And that's kind of a hard thing to jump into because that really is situational. And I know most of the other acts of courage are as well, but taking myself as an example with this case, whenever I joined the military, I was 18. Yeah, I just turned 18. It was about a month later. And honestly, when you're filled with that life full of doubt, where everything you're ever told is that you can't or you won't, it's those negative notations that are thrown at everything, you really don't think that you can do anything. You don't think you can accomplish anything. But at that point in time in my life, it was either that or find myself in trouble, going to jail or dead on the street. That's really what I thought. So I told myself I had to do something. And the military is not for everybody, but it was the best thing for me. And it took, for myself, a huge amount of mental and emotional courage to tell myself that I could do something, right? I could accomplish something. Even if I had doubt within myself and everyone else doubted me, I still had it in me to go out there and show that bit of courage to myself. And that was the most important thing, is to tell myself that I could do something. I was capable of anything that I put my mind to. And I didn't play any sports growing up. I didn't do anything like that. I was not a PT guru, so to speak. So, this was a huge change for me. And I don't care who you are, but when you join the military and you go through basic training, their thing is they break you down physically and mentally and rebuild you. I tell you what, it didn't take long for me to break down and to let them start rebuilding me, so to speak. But that was an act of courage in my own way. Now, I've faced other things before, but that's off somewhere on another topic. But what I'm getting at is, we will all find those places in our life where we are going to need courage, right? Whether they have some ladies out there who are in abusive relationships, and it's going to take an act of courage for them to step out of that. You have people that are mixed up in their own crowds or groups, and it's going to take courage for them to step out of that. There are people who face different violent situations in life, and it's going to take courage to stand up and do something or to get away from that. Whatever it is, it's going to take courage. And there will be people out there who doubt you. There will be people out there who tell you that you can't, or you won't, or you're incapable. But I promise you something. If there's nothing else that you get from Asatru or heathenry or whatever label you want to put on there, you will find courage in your own life. You'll figure out that you're worth something, and you'll say, okay, this is, I need to do something different. And you'll go out there and do it. I promise you. To anybody who's new to Asatru or heathenry or being an Odinist, whatever it might be, there will be a time and you will have an opportunity to really show courage. An opportunity will present itself, I promise you. All right, folks, that's kind of short and sweet, but plan on doing some more in the future. Again, if y'all have anything out there that y'all want us to talk about, broadcast, you want to do interviews, whatever it might be, get in touch with us. Go to our Facebook page, Southern Folk Saga. Let us know what's going on. We want to talk about it. We want some interaction, right? We want to get everybody pretty much involved. This is this is our life, you know. This isn't just a faith as you might see Christianity. This is who we are. We are a community. All right, folks. Always remember, never, ever be influenced, but always be inspired. All right, thanks.